You slowly opened the door and peeked inside as you saw your dad sitting near the chairman, busy reading magazine. Apa! You whisper and wave your hand, so he noticed you. He gazed on the door and smiled after seeing you. But his boss or the chairman also saw you. So you just walked in and greeted him. Good afternoon, sir. Oh, Doc Wyan. I saw your interview last day. You really did a good job, the chairman said. Thank you, sir. I heard you have a date with your parents. Yes, sir. We plan to watch a movie. My mom also on her way together with my brother. I envy your relationship. I wish Jungkook also do that to us, your dad boss said. After you wrote his son's name on your conversation, he remembered something. YN, can we talk? Even 5 minutes? You look at your dad as he smiles. Sure, sir. You sit down. Your dad also goes out to give you space to talk. What is it, sir? About Jungkook. Can you be his wife? Your face showed a deep surprise at what you heard. When your dad was 25 years old, he saved Jungkook's dad, who is currently the CEO of his family business at that time. Later on, Jungkook's dad found out that your dad is looking for a job. He didn't finish in school, so the CEO can't give him a proper job, so he just hired him as his personal driver since he knows how to drive. They became friends, best buddies, and their relationship was really solid. Jungkook's dad got married. After 1 year, your dad also got married. They saw each other's children grow up. You can't deny the fact that your family life became comfortable with the help of Jungkook's dad. Jungkook was born in the same year as you. He is only 4 months older than you. So basically, since you were a kid, you and Jungkook often played together. Sometimes you fought but also got along after. Jungkook has a moody side, mostly just want to be alone. When you two almost graduated in high school, you slowly distancing yourself from him. He became quiet and wants to be alone, so in your thought, maybe he doesn't want to be friends with you anymore, since you are just a daughter of the driver. You will still greet each other, but your closeness is not the same as before. After college, Jungkook went to UK to finish his master's. You also became busy to achieve your dream of becoming a doctor. After 6 years, Jungkook finally back from UK. He also became a surgeon doctor. The chairman wants his son to become a CEO, but the other shareholders are against because Jungkook has no experience running a company, so it's impossible for him to run the company properly. Jungkook is known to be introvert and doesn't know how to socialize with other people. So how he can handle shareholders and business partners in that kind of behavior? To be fair to the chairman, they agree on one condition. Jungkook need to get married, and if their marriage with his wife exceed in 6 months, then he will become a CEO. The chairman's first choice is the daughter of his business partner, but that girl against because she can't handle Jungkook's arrogant. The second girl also against because Jungkook became mean to her during their blind date. Earlier, when the chairman saw you, he thought, why not you? Since you and Jungkook already know each other. Jungkook were in his room, staring at something until he heard a knock on the door, which he opened quickly. Dad? Can we talk? Sure, come in, Dad. His dad walks in and sits on the edge of the bed as he looks around and sees the picture frame on your desk. You still have the picture? Jungkook just nod and gaze on the table. Where is your picture together is? Do you have something to say, Dad? Oh, about YN. She went to my office earlier. How is she? Why don't you ask that by yourself? I know you miss each other. By the way, I asked her if she can marry you. He sat beside his dad and said, what was your answer? Well, she was surprised by what I've said, so I explained to her that even just for 7 or 8 months, and if she's not happy, she can divorce you. His bright expression suddenly gone. Did she agree? She will think about it. It's been 3 days that you can't sleep thinking about what the chairman asking you. You are having a hard time deciding. Of course, you want to get married to the person you love, and hopefully you'll be together forever and not going to divorce. But on the other hand, you feel sorry for Jungkook. He has a right to become a CEO. What should I do? German helped us a lot, and it's a shame to refuse the favor he's asking for. You are thinking deeply so you don't notice that someone entered your cabin who had been staring at you for a while. Later on, finally, you saw that guy that made you startled. OMG, Jungkook, are you there for a while? I'm sorry, I knocked several times, but you didn't answer, so I just went in. No, it's okay. Long time no see. How have you been? Doing great. You? Missing you. Really? Which part of me do you miss? My silliness? All about you? You just smile. The truth is, you also miss him. Even though for the past 6 years you were apart, your communication was still there. Jungkook were the first who reached you out, and when you weren't busy, you often talk on the phone. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Sit down, please. Wait, are you sick? Why, if I'm sick, will you worry about me? Of course, we're friends since kids. Who wouldn't worry about your friend? Friend. Do you really think of me as your friend, YN? Actually, I'm here because I have something to say. Spill it. About the favors my dad asked for. If you don't want to do that, don't force yourself. I will take care of him. That's all I came here for. And of course, to see you. I need to go. He stood up and ruffled your hair. He used to do that to you before. You look down and say, what if I agree to marry you? He stopped unruffling your hair as he fixed it. What if I want to marry you? This time you raise your head and look at him. Why would you do that? Because I want to help you. You deserve that position. Is that only your reason? You didn't answer. You sat down again instead and opened your drawer as you look at the picture of the two of you together. Okay, I get it, he said and smiled. After that, he walks going to the door. But before he opens it, Jungkook, I want to know something. We didn't talk much for several years. Why did you suddenly contact me when you were in UK? Was it just because you were bored there? He turns around. He walks back and approaches you. I get hurt when you suddenly change at the end of high school. How many times I ask myself, did I do something wrong to her? Why she started distancing from me? Maybe she doesn't want to be my friend anymore. Because of that, I choose to stay away and go to UK. However, instead of forgetting you, I miss you even more. That's why I contacted you. Then later on, you explained to me why you suddenly changed. I was so relieved that I was wrong. I want to go back as possible. Unfortunately, I can't because of my masters. When I was in UK, I realized something. The reason why I was hurt when you start avoiding me, because those times I don't even realize that I started falling in love with you. What about now? What do you think? I thought you know me. I don't want to jump into any conclusion. I want to hear from you. He even came closer and bent down. Now his face is very close to yours. He's still deeply in love with you. The moment you decided to leave, I'll be honest with you, I was really sad. But that disappeared when you contacted me again. Do you know that even though I haven't heard your confession just now, I already decided to marry you. You know why? Because I also in love with you. You two laugh after knowing that you have the same feelings for each other. He stared at you, smiling. Then he suddenly gives you a peek that makes your eyes widen. I will tell you a secret. I purposely became rude and mean to the girl that had choose for me so that they would back off. I was supposed to tell him that I prepared marrying you. I don't know he already talked to you. But I'm just his option to be your wife. Not for me. You're the only one for me. Basically, you are the first woman that Dad thought of. He knows we get along since we already know each other. He's just afraid that you might like someone else. Of course, he wants you to be happy with that guy. But after knowing from your dad that you are still single, he talked to your dad if he agreed to marry you to me. However, your dad can't decide. That's why your dad called and told you to pick him up at the office. So my dad could talk to you. It means my dad knows everything? Don't be surprised. My dad and yours are best friends. Are you done? I have one more round. Then after that, I'm done. Why? I'll wait for you. Let's have a date. Not as a friend, but as a couple. Or I will say, I want to date my wife to be. Then give me 30 minutes. Just stay here. I will. You stood up and walked going out. When you were stand, after Jungkook hugged you from behind as he rests his chin on your shoulder. Thank you for not forgetting me. I should be the one who say that, cause you reached me out first. After you left, Jungkook sat on your chair until he noticed that your drawer was open. Then he saw the picture of you together. You have the same picture hidden. It was taken by Jungkook's dad when you two were both in grade 10. While studying, you both fell asleep. At that time, you both realized that you're both falling in love, but just choose to hide your feelings from each other. After 2 months, Jungkook and you get married, but this time not just because he wants to be a CEO, but because you really love each other. Puppy love turned out to be a real love. The end. Good night, Coobies.